All right, now we're live on YouTube as well. All right, there's the market open. welcome. 435.16 is the price of SPY right now. Prior to about 8:30 Eastern time, it was looking a little choppy. And I thought maybe might have a chop consolidation day, which we still might. But things turned bearish very quickly at about 8:30 roughly. And it's gone pretty much straight down since then. So we'll see what happens. The NASDAQ right now is opening with a little bit of red as well as the futures are. On the 1 year chart, if you saw that, it looks very, very bearish on the 1 year chart. And today is going to be a defendable level for the futures. If we fall this mid 4,300 level, we could see upper 420, 4,200s, like the 4,290, 4,280, upper 4,290 level. So we need to be very careful for this time. And obviously don't buy the bounce until we see the buyers come in to protect the market. What do I think about Yellen's stance on unrealized gains tax? I think it's an atrocious idea. Taxing unrealized gains is one of the worst possible ideas the government has ever had, and that's saying a lot because the government's a dumpster fire. And I don't mean just this administration. I mean the government in general. It doesn't matter what side of the coin you stand on. I'm just saying government in general. So yeah, taxing unrealized gains, especially from someone from my point of view who is a very, very heavy in investment income, on all sides, on all fronts, it's an absolute dumpster fire. It's a terrible idea. So yeah. All right, so little green coming out, not too much shaking bacon just yet. Hey, cool. The lag in YouTube is pretty short today. Nice. All right, so the range is 435.54 to 435.74, a little less than $1 right now. Not too much hauling out. Yeah, what's like what did Reagan said the scariest 9 words you can hear is "I'm from the government, I'm here to help" or something like that. It's just terrible. Opened a Roth yesterday to trade. Well done. Great idea. You scalp 9%. Interesting. Q's green candle. Let's see what the VIX. The VIX is we haven't seen this type of VIX in a while. It's increasing and it's being very, very stubborn. It does not want to give up this lower 20 level. We dip below it for just a touch, maintaining upper 19s and then popping right back above 20 and now starting to increase again. So be on the lookout for that. The bonds are up in pre-market conditions. XLF is getting smoked right now. I would anticipate some sort of downside here shortly. The VIX is still climbing here. The NASDAQ there. All the top 11, are green, surprisingly. So let's just take a look around the market here and see what's going on. XLV is up. YF is down and getting smoked. That's probably because of the rotation from the bonds. XLI is there. C is up. E, P, E, B. All right, so the bottom half is starting to get a little weakness here. XLRE is up and U is there. So 89% after my commissions. You're killing it. So good stuff. Let me look around here. Red candle right off of the green, coming on back down. All right, so we're approaching the lows on the futures here. This key level, 43.52, is a defendable area. We have to defend this level. So we've got the lower 4,300s in store. If we break this level, that would be a sell-off of about 40 to 50 points, give or take. Yeah, so the 10-year yields ticked down slightly this morning, which is going to bring the bonds into play here. So that's why we have this increasing bonds. Yesterday, the yields went up, bonds came down because that brings money into the market out of the bonds. Now that the yields are ticking back down, you're going to see the buy up of the bonds a little bit, and that also the sectors come down as well. So it's all tied together. You have to know how the yields, the bonds, the financial sector, the tech, all of it ties together. That's why it's so important to have complete market awareness. So there's the Q. Let's see what the VIX. VIX, big spike on the VIX 2315. These 23 levels is dangerous, and the premiums are freaking high, man. Freaking high. I'm looking at the 4300s on that's September 30th. I want the first. So 4300s right now are for $17 on October 1st, which is still very high. Still very high. Oh, never mind. I was looking at ES. So SPX is $14.95, $14. So still high. Let's look at the implied volatility. Let's look at the options chain on these things. All the Greeks right now, I've got 4300s, 25 on the deltas. Implied volatility is 28%. 28%. Crazy stuff. Yeah, be careful with that, Lee. Right, that happened a couple weeks ago. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. How's it going? I need to post this link. There we go. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm back. I just had to post that real quick. All right. Well, that's on the 4th. I'm looking at the 1st. The 1st. So implied volatility right now on October 1st is 29%. 28.070 to be exact for the 4300s that I'm looking at. As the community grows and more folks are listening, do you find that you hesitate more on entries? No. And I'll tell you why. I did do that. Back when I first started this, I killed it out of the gate. April did very well. I did very well. The only bad month I truly had was August, and I still ended up making money on August. But after I took a few losses back in like May, I started getting a little hesitant on entries, and I started being too conservative because obviously I've got a reputation to maintain. But then I realized I was causing myself more harm, and you all weren't getting the full benefit of my strategy. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to play my strategy because it works, and I'm not worried about the public perception, and that's what I did. And it worked out pretty dang good. So I think the best thing I can offer to you all is complete honesty and complete transparency in my system, and that's what I've given. That's what I've always tried to do. So good question though. Good question. Does everyone see the plays or just you? Can y'all see the OM plays and Cody's plays? Is that good? I'm gonna make sure everything's still working just right. What's up, Scott B? How you doing? Tony Tone, Matt Van Dam, Natalia, what is going on? The government of the UK has been very good to me regarding my health. Oh, good. Good flux. All right, so on the 3-minute chart, have a little red coming in here, bouncing off the top, coming on down, and the futures have broken new lows. And just like yesterday, get ready to play some puts, baby. Get ready to play some puts. I hope everyone's been waiting for this sell-off like I have. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Some little healthy selling action so I can become incredibly bullish. So I love it. Y'all, you have to think strategically. You have to think strategically. I don't feel comfortable continuing to be bullish on extreme highs. So I love when we get some nice, healthy selling action. Let's tank the market and let's bring in some action, baby. Because what I want to happen, I want this thing to tank. I want it to tank into the ground, and then I want IV to drop down to 6%, and then I want to buy up as many freaking calls as I can. The only downside about that is that it'll put me into the next tax bracket. Yes, I am. I am seeing a continuation of this downside. A lot of selling action on the 1-year chart. We'll see if it maintains, but that's what I'm seeing. So, Little B is in some more puts. Not surprising there. The dude's been killing the puts. September 30th, 433 puts. Nicely done. I'm going a little less risky. I'm going with the 10-1s, the October 1st for me. So, especially with this volatility, or the implied volatility. I have a $500K business loss, so I won't be paying taxes for a while. Hey, there you go. Know how to manage those losses. They can benefit you, at least in that matter. Everything's high right now, just me. What's up, Henny? How you doing? When to buy? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not anywhere close to taking any kind of long positions in terms of swing. I'm not even thinking about that. Yeah, exactly, Flux. Right now, the implied volatility is 28%, 29%, depending on what you want to go with. It is. Right now, the range is $1.30, and it's popping, lopping back and forth. VIX is at 23.21, topping out at 23.38. The NASDAQ is consolidating at the bottom here. Futures still forming new lows, going back to yesterday night's levels. We'll see if we can maintain here. You only see Cody's plays if you are a tier 2 subscriber, because he does a lot of high level stuff, theta plays, and we all work together there. So just a lot of stuff that we need to. That's why it's tier 2. Yeah, I'm not making an entry here, but here's what you do. Here's what I'll tell you kind of what my thought process is here, is that I'm looking at, I've got puts up and ready to go. I've got them chambered. They're currently sitting here. I'm looking at the 4,300 October 1st. They're trading for $14.60 a piece. They're bouncing all over the place. Implied volatility is very high. So I'm waiting. Just like yesterday, I got a 42% win on a put. After I think it was like 40 minutes into this shelling action, 30, 40 minutes in, I took a put and finally made a good play. So you don't have to rush it. I know there's FOMO. I know we have no mo FOMO. But just be patient. Let the market tell you it'll tip its hand eventually. You may miss out on a 120% gain, but we could get in a 42%er. Plenty of time. Just be patient. Volume dropped off a cliff there. It started out decent and then has fallen off considerably. I really want to focus on tech and see what's going on here. All the sectors, actually, well, one just popped red. So financials is about even. So it's kind of a flat market-ish right now. There's not too much bullish or bearish action at the moment. As long as things stay here, we're going to have kind of a chop fest. So we'll see if we break up or break down. Hey, 7%, I'll take that all day long, Put King. Nicely done. Nice, Veers. Finished chapter 4 and 5 of the VPA. Nicely done. Yeah, tell me about it. Little red candle testing the bottom, hollowing out that range a little bit. Y'all be ready. I'm going to be taking a put if this continues to break down. Apple is starting to go beast mode here. Microsoft is down big, little dichotomy there. Amazon's down, Facebook, Google's getting smoked. Nvidia's getting smoked. Tesla is neutral, but Apple wants the top. It wants the top. Bonds are up considerably, so careful there. What's the VIX doing? The VIX is still on this increase. I'm on the 3-minute chart right now. The futures are down and just pop new lows again. Down, down, down we go. NASDAQ is down as well. And we keep on falling. Yeah, definitely Flux. I second that. All right. Big red candle. Careful here. We might have a dump in our hands, so to speak. 4,300 October 1st. Why do you think SPY will drop? What strike we thinking? I'm thinking the 10-1 4300s, October 1st 4300s, or the 430s on SPY. And here we go. Little red candles. Little red candles. If we take a look at my watch list, I've got my watch list posted in the OM plays. So yeah, I'll be taking puts on SPY or the SPX. Yep. So I post both the SPY and SPX trades. So if you could pick whichever you want to take, they're both the same. Just whatever you want to do. I know the differences, but they're the same. Whatever. All right, 360 on Qs, and it wants to come down. SPY is rolling over after topping out at 436.59 in pre-market. The post-market closed in this 434.50. We've now filled that gap and still falling. We've got a POC on the 3-minute. So yeah, what, 428.86? That's the low we hit on September 20th. That's going to be a key level if we continue to fall. It's $6 from here. So coming on down. There's a little bounce. Green candle. Lower volume still. Not a lot of buyers volume here. Let's see if we get a rejection off the 8 EMA and we go low. All right, just taking a look around here. I still see some overall flatness on the market. There's not too much going on. We could just be having a chop fest consolidation day. So we'll see how it plays out. I'll be ready one way or the other. In turn, I know I didn't post a call. In the event that I do go with calls, if we do get a bounce for some reason, I want to be prepared. Oh, man. Let's take a look at the 4400s. I'll go with the 4400s. And on SPY, let's go with 437s. There we go. Posted. Look at that. Got a little bit of green here. A little bit of green. Oh, yeah. There you go. Little B. I got it. 18% on puts and out. Nice, Justin. Well done. Killing it. Killing it. Killing it. Yeah, Dan. There is an issue in E-Trade right now with some asks being lower than the bids. So could do it. Just be careful there. Last time that happened, we had an outage. An outage. Little green candle there. Not too much buying volume. That's a big old candle on some diminished buying volume. Man, look at the Qs going beast mode there. Holy crapola. Look at that. So Qs just went from 360 to 362.20 in 1 minute. That's a gigantic candle. Across the board, we're getting some buying action there. I bet, well, what if that's, yep, look at Apple. Apple's carrying the weight. Tech across the board just got a big bounce. So yeah, I'm expecting Apple maybe cured cancer. I'm going to go look through the news here and see what's going on. SPY, 435.19. The Q got a big bounce. The VIX, 2306. The bonds are still up here, and the financial sector still getting wrecked. So 435.19. Well, I'm going to see how this plays out because there's not a continuation candle here, and the volume is a little low. That's a big, big jump for such small volume. Usually when you have that kind of buy up, you have a very large appropriate candle if it is supported. So we'll see what happens there. But if you did exit some puts, well done. God, look at that. Holy crap. SPY's jumping big time. That just went from 434 and is now up to 435. It's $1.50 candle right there and approaching the top of the range. And still going. God, look at that. What is going on? Q is still going. So this tech is absolutely going nuts here. XLF is finally getting a jump here. Everything is getting a massive buy up. Look at XLK. Look at that. Wow. This is one of those moments, and I've been saying this forever. This is one of those moments that a crystal ball would have helped. So 436.24. Yeah, calls jumped 100% in a minute. Crazy stuff. All right, there's a volume note at 436.02. We're back up to pre-market highs. So pre-market highs of 436.59. I didn't hear anybody talking. Is somebody talking? I didn't hear anybody. So look at that big old Shrek candle right up there. Watching these things here, I've got, let's see, SPX. All right, so, I mean, if we continue to climb higher, I'm going to move out to the 438s because, yeah, 437 just almost went in the money in about 2 seconds. So let's go out to the 5-minute chart just so I can start building some trend data. 435, we're bouncing up there. We've got the EMAs are crossed up here. We're about to cross up. The 8 and 20, the 21 and 34 are sandwiched together. The 8's coming back up. We blasted right through the 5-minute POC. I'm going to go to the 15-minute. Lower volume, as we already know. POC is way up there at 443, which I should not even come into play today. I would be highly surprised if we went that much of a beast mode. But the 15-minute chart, we've got this little support area down here. We've got this volume note at 435 on the money. And here we are smoking up here at 436. Follow on green candle, still hovering right up here. Not a crazy amount of volume. That was an increase in volume there. It's not nuts, but it's definitely increasing. I would definitely, like I said in my pre-market, and I don't want to stress, I can't stress this enough, is that please use extreme caution with this market until we get some sort of a definitive bounce. Just please be careful. So I don't it's like I said earlier, the amount of emails and messages I'm starting to get of people blowing up their accounts is increasing because of the seller's action, and I was afraid that was going to happen because it's hard to adjust after going for 2 years almost, or a year and a half of uncontrollable bull market. So it's hard to put the put hat on. Put the put hat on, if that makes sense. There you go. I get that question a lot. It's not necessarily the volume is all relative. If we're in a 2 week period of extremely low volume, then any uptick in volume is considered good volume. It's all relative. I don't like to put a number on it because it's all relative. Um, so I'll get you a spare put hat and put it on. All right, let's see what that candle looks like on the 1 year. What does that do to the candle sizes? So this is the 1 year, and I'll show you what I mean. Right here in May, we had this double bounce. It didn't fall lower, and we actually just went on to go higher. So prior to that, let's see, double bounce here. We had a bounce up here, fell lower. We had a bounce up here, came down. And then, of course, we had the big crash of March of 20, which was Corona crash. So, in this particular level, we have this defense of this lower 430 level. Big uptick right here in selling volume. So today is a very key day on whether or not we're going to retreat back down to 428 and fall or maintain. It appears now that the government is going to be funded through December. If they do pass this stuff. So we'll see what happens today. Yep. A political Charlie Foxtrot. That's what that is. Whenever you see crap like that, like they throw it in the headlines to get emotions driven, but it's like there's no way it's going to pass. So it does, Natalia. Yes, it does. Nice, Ezekiel. You gotta live to see another day, and that's all it is. Protecting your profits and minimizing your losses. Like you have to play defense as stronger than you play offense. You can go out there and score 50 points a game on offense, but if your defense sucks, they're going to score 70 points a game. You're still going to lose. You got to be able to defend your profits. Know when to play. Know when to sit on your hands. Very important to play defense. All right. So buying volume step down just a touch. We're at the top here of this crazy big range again. And yet again, we're looking at facing a large range. We're at 436.49 to 434.03. That's $2.46 range, which is quite a large range. That's right, epidemic. That's exactly what I'm saying. So You made the mistake of trying a zero DTE. Let's see. Somebody said something about that. They could shut it down. I've been a part of several shutdowns in my tenure with the military, so it happens. And they refund the government and they do all that stuff. But there's a if they don't reach a deal, then yeah, it could get shut down. But there has to be a bipartisan agreement until then. It's going to be this back and forth tug of war. And here's another gigantic green candle, 436.89 on low to no volume. Y'all can have this. I ain't touching it. So go for it. 436.78 blasted through pre-market highs. It blasted through yesterday's afternoon session and climbing back up. There's 436.85, and we're trying to hollow out this range as much as we can before the 9:05 time limit on the central time frame. Hand out IOU. That's right. So yeah, let's look at different resistances here. I got 437.89. It's up here. I've got 439.90.41, and that's part of the resistance and the support levels that I post in the Patreon every pre-market in the morning time. Yeah, doesn't that? I mean, that's Jim. That happens before, and it's funny how that happens. I guess not funny, but when you buy a position that's a bad entry, losing position, and that like multiple times it comes back. Like if you buy the position, it goes negative on you, and then multiple times it comes back up and you break even. You see just a hint, just a 1 second flash of green, and then it goes back red. Comes and it falls, and you're down 15-20%. It comes back up, it climbs, it gives you hope. And then you see it flash green just for a second, 0%, and then it's like 0.01% positive, and then it falls and goes red again for another 15. Like it's one of those things that's very frustrating, and it happens more times than people think. But when that happens, that means you've had a ill-advised entry, and you've bought at a level of resistance. Like if you want to bought a put on upward levels, it means you're buying out a support, and it's just a bad thing. So, me personally, I'm not touching this until I have some volume come to play. Tell me what's going on. And 436.21. Big green candle just shot up and immediately sold off on considerable selling volume. So we'll see how that one plays out. VIX is falling, but then bounced green, 22.53. Nice, no thanks. Well, the fantastic close of that position there. So you did very well. You didn't dodge a bullet. You made but you made the correct decision. Sometimes closing position is just as good as taking a winning position because you've avoided substantial loss. Avoiding a substantial loss on a well-executed sell is just the same as making money because you avoided a substantial loss. All right, Q is still hanging up here. Little green. Bonds are still trying to maintain up there. XLF still has some weight. Apple's up. Let's take a look around the top 8, see what's going on. Little NVIDIA action coming back down, trying to do the wave. So 436.97 down to 435.97. A dollar move there. Hayden, I feel you, man, and that sucks. Unfortunately, it sucks having that's this day to day market. That's the bad part about this day to day stuff is that you have these ups and downs. Especially when you work hard, you get some good days, you have a good profit, and then you get smoked out like that. So, what I can offer you is just keep your head up. Try to focus on all your trades. Go back and read your entire trade log. Think about the future, and don't revenge trade. I promise you, like every time I've got a big loss that like emotionally devastates me, and I'd start going right back into the market. It's never a good thing. So just chill out for a little bit, take a break, step away for the day, come back tomorrow. You don't see clearly if you trade emotional, that's for sure. Let me know if you need help. Red candles here, 435.86. As opposed in terms of zero DTEs that people play, it's just such a bad deal, man. Like literally, if you're gonna play zero DTEs, I would not be in a zero DTE more than a minute. Like literally, if the second I see green, I'm selling that crap because one candle can completely devastate that position. So it's not made for buy and hold. You can't hold it anyway because you're fighting theta. Theta destroys that position. Like you can see it by the second it gets degraded. So zero DTE, like literally in and out. Take that 5-10% quick win and get out if you're going to do those zero DTs. I can't stop you from doing it. I've said it till I'm blue in the face. Don't trade them. But if you are, they're not to be bought and held. And they're not to be made with any kind of significant position size. So small position sizes, scalps in and out, make your money, get out, be done with it. Yeah, they're 40 minutes to an hour, zero DTs get smoked. A lot of top wicks there. We're at this top of this range. We're at pre-market highs where we rejected. The futures are at this pre-morning levels. The bonds are still increasing here. So rates are still down. I've been tracking the rates lately since we're back on the rise. That's right, Rocket. That's why most of the time I don't trade the first 30. I don't trade the first 30. Because it seems to have a lot of this crazy action where you get smoked. So morning range is set. It's a very, very large morning range. There it is. $2.92. That's a very large range. Are the spreads a problem? It's not the spreads. It's the crazy moves. It's nuts. Like literally, you could be up 25% in one, like on a call, and one red candle will bring you down 10%. It's too big a moves for me. You can't even like the few times I've played. In fact, I accidentally played one the other day. I was trying to go for a 1 day DT, and I bought a 0 day DT on a future contract in pre market. So, and even then, like you've got to set limit orders. You can't just sit there and like wait for the price action and then buy it because like by the time you're up, by the time you go to hit submit the order, you've already lost all your gains. So it's like you got to buy it, and then once you buy it, you set what you want to take off the table, and you set those orders right then and there. You set the sell orders. So What is the morning range? Is it just a range that is useful to you or something that the MMs care about? That is a proprietary device created by Veteran Exotics. Can't take credit for that, but a vast majority up until this past week, it's uncanny how well that thing works. It's just these ranges have been so crazy because the price action has been so nutty. We haven't really focused on them too much the past few days, but it's uncanny how well the session ranges form and how they work. And all it is the high and low price of the first 35 minutes of the trading day. And based on his 30 plus years of experience, it's created this indicator that is absolutely fantastic. You're welcome, Elvis. You're welcome. All right, so we popped up. We had the selling action, looking bearish. We had this explosive SpaceX launch to Mars bullish action. And here we are trending in this 436 range. Just cutting back and forth. Lower volume. Volume starting to die off here after that little pop and buy, a little pop and sell, and then back down to nothing. Yes, there is, boo-boo. Yes, there is. Let me get that for you. There's that chart. Yep, so we have these big top wicks here. The Qs have been downtrending. VIX is uptrending. No desire to jump in this crap. Probably. Yeah. Probably. Just a heads up, I will have to sign off about 20 minutes early today, 9:40 instead of 10 o'clock. I've got an appointment I got to be at right at 10 o'clock, which is down the road. I'll stay on to the last possible minute, though. If we continue to chop here, though, we won't be missing anything. So, nope, not a doctor's appointment, a real estate appointment. 436.02, 435.98. And just little popping up in here. You got this wicks up and down. The VIX is 2267 and holding. Top wick, top wick. Yep, a lot of these top wicks. Now, remember what we talked about yesterday? Where was this? Here. This looks a lot like this as well. All these top wicks on low volume. See this diminishing volume right here? All these top wicks. And then, bam, flushed this down. Sellers came in, increasing selling volume, and just tanked this down. So this is what I'm seeing again. Look at here, right here as well. Top wicks. See all these top wicks, diminishing volume, and then bam, took us down. So anytime you see these top wicks, it's conducive to a seller's market. And let's see if it plays true. Supposed to be closing on a lot tomorrow. Nice. Good stuff. So let's see if this holds true. XLF is climbing up here. Let's take a look around the X's. Now everything is green on my watch list except for VIX and the rates. The yields, U is up, XLRE, B, everything is climbing, it appears. So we definitely have a lot of buyer support across the market. We don't have a lot of volume. We have supportive price action. Not too much volume just yet in terms of the buyer's volume. Let's see if that plays out. So, yeah. I'm not going to take a put. I like a put here with all these top wicks, but yeah. That's like saying I think the sky's going to be blue tomorrow, Captain Bugster. Like that kind of article. It's like, of course. I mean, go look up your 401ks right now. My TSP has got like a 48% rate of return. It's nuts. You can't maintain that, and it's ridiculous to think that this market will continue to be this kind of bullish. So it's just it's just impossible. It's literally impossible. It's mathematically impossible. It's financially impossible. Fiscally impossible. So we will return back to a normal market. We'll have a bear market, and then we'll return back to a bullish market. It's just the normal oscillations of the market. So yeah. It's our job as investors to place your money in the most advantageous position, whether that be risk off, whether that be avoiding losses, whether that be going for risky gains. It's your job to put your money in the most advantageous position. I like bear markets too. I like bear markets and bull markets. I'll take whatever I got. Did I play the COVID crash? No, I played the COVID recovery. 15% correction is not all that crazy to think about. I think eventually we will have a significant correction like that. It's just part of it. Just the whole point is like not to time it and not to plan on that. Just let it happen, and we'll play it when it comes. Is IV on the crash too high to play? That's a great question. That's why it's harder in a crazy bull market. That's why it's harder to play the aggressive downside. I'm not talking about the day-to-day downsides, but the aggressive crash downsides. It's hard to play it because IV goes through the roof, especially when we actually do get a 10 to 15% correction, not just those little 2 to 3% downsides. When we actually do have a 10% correction, IV is going to be astronomical. And it will be hard to play because IV will be so high. In this particular market conditions, yeah, IV is way lower. Like when we're doing these bull little like eat ups every day where it's like up $1, up $2, up 50 cents, up $1, IV is like 6 to 8%. It's nothing. It's nothing. Now here's the thing though, for somebody who has a less than 50% win rate, let's just say you're losing more than you're winning. Say your winning rate is only like 30 to 40%, 20%, whatever it is. So all those positions, you bought a put when you should have bought a call. You bought a call when you should have bought a put, whatever it may be. And I'm switching subjects here because someone's talking about emotions. I think about this all the time. How can I increase my emotional edge? When most of the time, if you would have just bought a put instead of a call, you would have made money and stuff like that, which is, it's elementary to say and think about. But what is keeping you from buying a put when you should have bought a put instead of a call? What's preventing you from keeping the right position most of the time? If you have a higher losing rate than a winning rate, like what's keeping you from doing it? If you've been doing this long enough, you've probably picked up some things along the way. You probably picked up some tools. Maybe you've followed somebody. Maybe you've learned a few things, picked up a mentor. So what's causing you to be profitable? And it's your emotions. Confidence. That's one of them. Your emotions. You psych yourself out. You want to take what you think is happening. When the price is really high, you want to take a put. although the charts are saying this thing is going higher. By the way, we have a massive green candle forming. So you take a put because you want to take a put. And you end up losing, and then you say, why did I lose? The price is so high. It was because you took a put because you wanted to, not because the market said, hey, it kind of looks like it's time to take a put here. So I thought about this yesterday. So if you're talking about the chances, you could just throw a call and you got a 50% chance you're going to be right at certain points, at some points, but you're not, because you're taking them at the exact wrong time. So that all has to do, and I say all that to say, because it boils down to emotions. It boils down to your state of mind, your emotions, how you bring your personality and your emotions into play. You want to trade like a robot, not like a human. Trade like a robot. That needs to be a slogan. That's right, Duck Duck. That's right. That could be your t-shirt slogan. Trade like a robot. Yeah. Can you create a black box that just trades when all the criteria you met? Yeah, that's called algos. That's what the algo trading does. The algos trade based on preset determinations, preset parameters. Computer trading. The OM algo. I'd love it. The thing is, though, that's technical trading, and it doesn't always work. Big green candle. So we have the Shrek candles seem to be the theme of the morning. And if this keeps up, we'll go higher. We just need to see defense and then climb higher. It'll do wonders for your psyche and for your emotions. If you start each day preparing and just tell yourself this, like, I can be wrong. There's a good chance that I will be wrong on this play and I will lose money. If you tell yourself that, you could start planning accordingly. Now, you don't plan for failure, but you have to have a plan in case you fail, because you are going to fail as traders. Otherwise, we'd all be billionaires. And if you do that, you'll start be able to. It won't be a problem to reduce your position size. It'll actually be fun. I like putting together a strategy that's lower position size. I can start to see the machine gun wins. 3%, 5%, 10%, 50%, 7%, 2%. Let's just see them over and over and over again and start to see that plan, start to see the account start to build and increase, and the returns start to go up. That percentage start to go up. It's fun. You know what's not fun? Gigantic 100% wins and the gigantic 70% losses. That's not fun. Extreme euphoria and extreme despair, not good. Exactly, yeah. The despair of 100% loss is much greater than the euphoria of 100% win, for sure. Everyone does that, Veers. And Veers has said a very accurate statement. You see, the weirdest thing to me is scaring out of winning positions that revert slightly, but holding losing positions. That makes no sense. That's the point. Exactly. And that it's crazy because I guarantee most of you, I will say most of you, if you look at the trading, if you were to put all your trades into the Excel sheet I posted yesterday, your average loss is bigger than your average win. Guaranteed. I'd bet anybody in here. It's because we have this mindset that when things go red, that I can't possibly be wrong. It's going to come back. If I just hold on for 5 more minutes, it'll be green. And then it ticks down and down and down and down. And then you find that, oh, well, it's 15%. It'll come back even. And then it's 20%. And then it's 30%. And then by the time you're done, you're down 35%. And you cut the loss. What you need to have set is like, if I go down and this thing is down more than a few minutes, because remember, it's not just price action you're fighting as options traders. It's time. It's time value. And that's our biggest difference is us as option traders versus regular stock traders, that we're fighting time where stock traders aren't fighting time. You can hold it in perpetuity. So if thing is down more than a few minutes, more than like if you intend to be a quick scalp and the things go south on you, you have to be very intentional. If you're scalping a position, don't let a scalp turn into a 2-hour trade. If you're doing a 2-hour trade, don't let it turn into a swing position. If you intend to do a swing position, don't hold it for 3 weeks. So be intentional with your positions and you'll start taking smaller losses. Or go ahead and set a hard stop at 10% or 15% or whatever it is, a predetermined stop. That's the problem. You can have an 80% win rate all day long, but if your average win size is $100 and your average loss is $900, you're never going to be profitable. Is there a place we can download the trading log template? Yeah, I've got it posted in the Discord. You feel personally attacked. I love it. Can you just redo the speech on a video that I can leave on loop? I can do another emotional video. Yeah. I might get more hate mail. I got a bunch of hate mail for that last one. Yep. Whatever position goes down 50%, you need to double it to break even. Oh, thanks, Put King. I appreciate that. It was one of my favorite to make because it's not one that people talk about. And it's one that's very hard to watch. I get it. It's very hard. If you're looking at, if you've taken your family's inheritance money, if you've taken your hard-earned money, maybe your wife is making a killing and like you finally scrap together 10 grand in savings account and you put it in an account and you lose it all. It's very, very difficult to say, I am the reason I lost it all. Like I screwed up and I lost my family's savings. I've lost my kids' college fund. I've lost my dad's inheritance money. And it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's very hard to do that. But guess what? I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that. So. But you got to do it. Oh, I'm while reading 8 mail. Oh man, if y'all, I need to one day create a post of all the hate mails I get. It's funny. I just don't want to give them any. I just don't want to give them the time of day, but it is kind of funny. I promise you though, if you are honest with yourself and you start having a positive mindset and you start being very analytical and very diligent with your work, it'll pay off. I promise you. I promise you. Yeah, I'll check that out, R2. Definitely. Am I doing this full time? I mean, yes. This is good for scalping, Judd. It is. Yeah, I posted a video. My last video posted was it was the title of the video is why you suck at trading. The real reason why you suck at trading. And yeah, so go take a look at it. It's on my educational series. It's not as controversial as the title says. Maybe guilty of a little bit of clickbaiting there, but it's very, very good information, and it's about the emotional side of trading, like what things you can do to overcome the emotional side. So it is amazing, Christian. I'm glad you like it. It's a fantastic book. Yeah, it's no accountability. People saying the algos got me, the MM's got me, or JPAL got me, or whatever it is. When you just don't know how to read the charts, or you're trading emotionally, or whatever it is. Well, Hayden, that's a fantastic. And Hayden says, I'm glad my account is extremely small. Well, that's fantastic. A lot of people make the mistake of, in your position, taking all of their family's savings and trading with it, thinking that they can become Jordan Belfort. And it's just not. That's a very reckless thing to do. Like, you've got to start small. Learn how to do this. You are playing a professional's game. It's not like you're Little League and you try to go out on the New York Yankees and try to frickin', go up against, pitch to Aaron Judge. He's going to smoke you out of the park. Can you imagine a Little Leaguer going up there and pitching into Aaron Judge? He's going to send that thing to Mars. And that's what we try to do. Anyway, big red candle here on SPY. So the top wicks finally showed its hand and brought this thing back down, but not without a little damage if you took some puts. There's a big green candle and finally fizzled out, 43695, and came down. Nice, Filipino. So $1.4 million put just came through on the block orders. Nice. That's exactly right. I completely agree, R2. It took me 3 years trading small dollar amounts, small accounts, to finally get to the point where I was bringing in decent money, where I could actually say, hey, this is actually helping my monthly income. 3 years. And people are trying to do it in 2 months. So Qs came all the way back down. XLF, the bonds are still increasing, so careful here. After yesterday's profits, I have no problem sitting on the sideline today unless I see something with high conviction. So I've already hit my weekly goal. I'm good to go. I'll sit on the sidelines the rest of the week. So unless I see something with high conviction that I can trade, yeah. So, well, I wouldn't have quit my job, Connor, if I, you don't. Trading is not something you quit your job to do unless you've already have a base. So, I mean, it's like any business. It's like, even if you're starting a small business, it's great to like start your small business as a hobby and then make that hobby profitable while you're working your full-time job. You grind 70, 80 hours a week, and then you make that hobby profitable enough to match your corporate income. And then once it's profitable, once it's sustained, then you quit your job, you go all in on that hobby that's now a business, and then you grow that thing to a salary that's well and beyond what you're working. I mean, that's the best way to do it. And it's no different than trading. If you're day trading, grow your income to where you can start counting on it. And then quit your job or take a sabbatical. Don't burn bridges. So take a sabbatical from work if you have that option. And trade and see if you can do it. See if you can run with the big boys. See if you can handle losing your mortgage on one play, and see if you can do it. That's right, Jim. That's right. All right, so it is 9:35. I've got 5 minutes before I have to jump off here and run out to my appointment, and then I'll be back later if the price action is there for it. No plays today. I'm looking at the 4,300 puts on October 1st for SPX and the 430s on SPY. I'll probably need to update that, though, because we are greatly extended. So let's take a look here. Let's go with the 434s. I'm going to update those to the 434s. If you were to play a put on these top wicks and saw that big downside, would you get out? Yes. In this market, I would. Because these big candles are crazy. I would have got out when I start to see the wick form on the bottom of the 3-minute candle on that red candle. I would have got out right here if you're looking over here on the video. When I start to see that big wick forming, I would have got out on this particular market because there's not a lot of volume here. If there was big sellers volume bringing this thing down, I would have stayed in. But with these big green candles and stuff, I would have taken what I could have get. Bam. When I have a low confidence play, I'm closing on wicks. You close on wicks. 18%, well done. And then, you remember, you can always get back in. If you get out, green candle, and then it starts to break down more, you can always get back in. Here's the thing. If you, let's say, I'm throwing out some random numbers. If you buy a put here at $1, it goes to $2 here. It comes back up, loses value, comes back down, and you re-enter at $2 and goes on down. I mean, that's a good play to me. You're taking risk off the table. Yeah, you're paying a little commission. So what? So what? I'll pay the few bucks in commissions to make a big gain. No big deal. I don't get my head wrapped around commissions like a lot of people put way too much freaking emphasis on commissions. It's like it's part of it. You can't do anything about it. Screw commissions. Until this community, I never even tracked my commissions. I don't care. Yeah, you can break down your transactions and you can generate one of those Excel reports. See, with E-Trade, at the end of every year, you can download the tax statement, and it's got everything all labeled out anyway, and I give that to my CPA, and we do all that stuff. So, well, yeah, I track them in that way. Like, I know based on that. That's why I switched to SPX, because I said yesterday I paid 21 grand in commissions. So one of the reasons I switched to SPX is to minimize that. So yeah, so here's a perfect example. You got this red candle coming down off the 8. And we'll see where it breaks down from there. The VIX is still climbing. Yeah, Bruno, I use Excel. I have it custom built, trading like I built myself in Excel. I've got it posted for use in the Discord. I find it hard to get filled in SPX for sure, just because the spreads are longer, the spreads are wider. Yeah, sure, you could do that, but then you're trading higher deltas. So I mean, you're trading different positions if you do that. So that's right, Chief. 10 years. Well, thank you. There's people in here who've been trading a lot longer than I have, but I've been doing this for 10 years. So. Well, keep it up. Make sure you hit it to the 10-year mark. I'm glad you like it, Lucas. Oculus? Is that how you say that? Oculus. Yeah. Okay. I lost 56,000, not 20. I lost 56,000. But what did I do? I pity partied. I did woe is me. I'm the worst trader in the world. Why me? Blah blah blah. Then after about a month of doing that, I remember thinking to myself, because unfortunately I have to leave here, so I have to bigger cut. I remember the conversation I had before I started trading. I remember where I was. I was on the interstate. I was looking at the crazy big Powerball billboard that had like 600 million or something like that on the side of the interstate, and I was sitting in traffic, like dead stop traffic on the interstate, going to work at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I see everyone's miserable faces. I was miserable, And I remember thinking, man, it would be nice to have $400 million. I could just quit and just like live my life and not have to work the rest of my life. So that led me to investing, changing my life. I was very young 20s. So I put my money, long story short, I put my money in the market. I lost it all. I went through a month of pity party, and then it got to the point, it's like, well, here's the thing. I could, be the guy that told his kids, hey, I once dabbled in the market, or I could pull myself up by my bootstraps. I could actually learn how to do this, because if other people can do it, I can do it, and learn how to trade. So that's what I did. I put a little bit of more money back in, just a little bit. I started to build my account back up, and I refunded some things based on some other investments. I took some money out and put it in there and started to grow back up, and it took 3 years to become monthly profitable. So it took me about 2 years to get to the point where I had made more money, and I was actually bringing in some, but it wasn't quite as consistent as I wanted. And it took 3 years to get to the point where I could actually count on, at this end of the month, I most likely will have some profit. I will have money to put in my bank account. 3 years. All right, so big red on the VIX here and there. So anyway, it is 9:41. It's time for me to get off here. If there's price action to back up the fact I can come on here, then I'll come on here later on, and we'll do some trades together. But anyway, thank you all for being here this morning. I appreciate that. If you're new to the YouTube channel, please follow the link in the description. Come over and join the Discord. We have fantastic conversations. We have a lot of fun and a lot of learning in the room every day, all day, normally time. So yeah, follow that link. Come over, join the Discord. If you want to be a part of the Patreon as well, the link is there as well. That gets you access to a few different tiers, a few different options you can choose from. Get best bang for your buck and learn how to do this full time. Learn how to do this the right way too, not the way the market, not the way the internet tells you to do it, not the way Reddit makes it seem like it is. I teach you the real way to do it. So come on, join over, have some fun. I will see you all at the latest tomorrow, maybe later on today. We'll see. And then if not, definitely tomorrow we'll hang out. So thanks y'all for being here. If you have any questions, DM me, let me know. I'm out of here. See you.